So next we're going to look at all fours, which is a really helpful position for taking the weight off the lower back, off the sacrum, and giving the baby a bit of space. It can also be a nice exercise, a sort of breaking ice exercise to use with partners to kind of explain the benefits of pressure techniques and shiatsu, that both people are benefiting from it. So it's not just about giving something, but we're also receiving in doing, so they're part of it. So imagine that Esther is the partner to start with. So she's going to be on all fours without the ball to start with. So obviously we're not going to do this for a really long period of time. I can be the partner and I lean. And then she's like the ball. And then she can move and she can see how actually she gives me support. So I can relax, but she's also receiving. So that's quite a nice breaking ice exercise before you teach people points or specific techniques. It's actually a good exercise to illustrate it's the weight of your body that does the work. So my hands are only an extension of my body. It's really me just leaning. But of course, she's not going to be happy in this position for a long, long time. So after a while, you just do it like this. But then she could have a ball. Now, she leans on the ball. So she could now be the mother. So you can see it can work both ways. I could now be the partner. And then I lean on her. And this is, again, a good way to show it's just leaning your body weight. Usually I start with the guy kneeling. But then, again, it depends on the size difference between the two. So for most people, it works okay either way. But I usually start with the partner underneath. But then it is good to swap to feel how it is both ways round. But of course, then you can go into more specific techniques like the sacral pressure, like the pressure on the shoulders, like connecting with the baby, all those other things you can include. You can get them to do that for quite a while. You can show, well, now we can show our techniques that we do like sacral pressure, but we're not doing it from our shoulders. Sometimes people go, and push, especially partners, and that's really not very comfortable for me or for her. So I just need to show how to do it effectively so I'm relaxed. I could start doing things like work on the sacrum, working with those points. But maybe I could be in this position where I hold. Maybe she could be moving. She might want to be moving in labour. Maybe I'm holding like this. So I'm really holding the baby. Maybe I'm holding the hips more and helping her whole pelvis to open. Holding the pelvis and the feet, or the ankles. Or I'm holding the baby. I might even do this one that she's getting a bit tired in the legs, so I can do a little bit in the legs. Maybe it's the pause between the contractions and the partner gets tired. So then the partner, they can have a rest as well. They need to rest too. So they can sometimes, it might be nice to just rest. So they're still giving some work, but in a more resting way. And then they could be holding the head. Some of you are doing a little bit of even just gently massaging the scalp. That can be quite nice. Coming under the occiput. She could also, so position for labour, maybe lift up one leg sometimes. That might be good. So if she's moving, she might need to have one leg up. That might be more comfortable. So you need to encourage her to change position. And of course you might want to do it the other side. So that might be more comfortable for her. And then that's a bit harder for me to hold the baby, so I just hold her back or her head. Maybe she's more comfortable a bit more upright. So if you put your knee down and then prop yourself up a bit, so maybe use your forearms a bit. Yeah. Just watch the lower back doesn't hollow, but maybe at that point we might even want to block the ball a bit. If you want to be in a bit more upright position. Or I could come around. How does that feel? Because I want her to relax her shoulders, but she wants to be a bit more upright. Because during birth itself, women do need to make little adjustments. And so you really want to show a position, a basic position like all fours, and then give some ideas of how to change within it. So here we're propping ourselves up, or as we saw, we could have one leg up. So you just use the ball to be a bit more upright, so you get more of a downward movement. Or, I mean, alternatively, she might decide, not the ball, but she wants to just be kneeling and the partner holds her at this point. And then maybe she does that for a bit, she gets tired, and then we just need to get her to go back to all fours again. So how do we move from one position to the next?